Hello and welcome to another episode of the Manufacturers Hub podcast. Today I'm here with Konrad Nurch from Nurch Precision Engineering. Hello, Konrad. Nice to have you on.
Hello, Richard. You all right?
I'm very good, thank you. So it's not the usual kind of workshop background. It looks like quite a posh hotel.
It's a nice hotel. Yeah, it is.
So I'd normally introduce you, kind of myself, really, but I think you're probably more famous than me. I think in this kind of CNC world. So for people that don't know who Konrad is and what Nurch Precision Engineering is, what do they do?
We are fully invested in delivering quite complex, high-quality components from different sectors, mostly aerospace, defense, high-end engineering companies. We try to work with smaller companies or small to medium companies, and what we try to do, what we're best at, is working with people who have issues with manufacturing their own product, and we try to make it as easy as possible for them to have components they need to assemble whatever product they're going to produce.
So we're obviously just chatted as well before we started the pod, and you're kind of Gloucestershire based now, aren't you?
We moved from Bristol in 2023. We had to move because we've made more investments. We had bigger machines coming in, so we had to move. We choose the Gloucestershire and Longholm in particular because there was a very nice new build unit for us. So the whole thing was really like made to fit for us, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. It makes sense, especially if you've got bigger machines coming in as well. I was seeing some of the pictures you've posted on LinkedIn and your website, and you've kind of got some serious machines in there, haven't you? Some DMG Morris.
We have, yeah. It's well, I mostly say we are the southern showroom for DMG Mori. If you like, we have 8 machines in total. 6 of them are DMG Moris, and all of them are world-class DMG Moris. So we have a 5-axis machine, the best you can get. We have another one of them with 20 pallets. We have a horizontal center, which is just mind-blowing. We have a very big 5-axis machine as well from DMG Mori. We have a 3-axis with 60 tools and all the bells and whistles. So yeah, we have a turning center from them as well. We cover every aspect pretty much.
So why DMG?
When you want to make money, and by making money you have to make components.
Yeah.
The easiest way, right? Remove all those skills from manufacturing, right? Buy the best tools, the best holders, the best work holding, the best software, and put it all on the best machines you can get. And then you can apply your skills. That's the easiest way. That's the easiest way to make the best components, the highest quality components every day, Monday to Friday, without scratching your head why this is not right. It's like literally if something is not right, it's always we've done something wrong. It's always us as a users of the machines, we've done something wrong. So we don't have to fight for any tolerances or the machine. Literally, we'll do same thing Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, January to December. Like we had our NHX, this horizontal machine, switched off for 4 months now. I think, yeah, for 4 months, because we've moved most of the production. We moved from NHX to our palletized machine because it was just 5-axis with pallets. Amazing, right? But then we had another order from a customer, and they needed the same parts we've done in the past. Literally, we switched the machine on, warm it up for an hour, put the material in, press start. The first one came out absolutely exactly the same as the one that came out 8 months ago, right? It's like there's no need to just tweak anything. If you have machines that you just put the work through and they just do what they're supposed to do, you're not wasting time, right? You have something that's supposed to take an hour to make, and in that hour it's supposed to create a component that's within 10, 20 microns of anything, right? From Monday to Sunday. That's where you're buying. That's, you buy a machine that's half the price, great, but you will find that time you're going to spend making sure you tweak the process, that you make some components, and on a different day, on a different temperature, on a different humidity, it produces you different components. And that's an issue, because then you have to put extra work to it.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have to put extra work to anything. We just switch them on, we warm them up to make sure the oil is everywhere, and they just do the job for us. Like, they literally, what we do is like, we are the engineers, but we are just operators of the machines, who are the world-class machines. So we put the material in, we program it, press start, done.
It's like that saying, say, as you were saying before about the tools, is a bad workman always blames his tools. Whereas obviously you haven't got that excuse anymore. You've got the best.
That is the worst decision I've made, to go with, with our suppliers for work holding, tool holding, the machines. Because like you said, I have no excuse now. If something goes wrong, it is us. Like, literally, it is us.
So you've also invested in automation as well, haven't you? With the workloading. So you've got vending as well, haven't you?
We have a vending for our tools. We have 20 pallet system for one of our 5-axis machines. That solution is absolutely, like, for us as a subcontractor, it's mind blowing. Last year, when the machine was installed last year, I think it was installed, and literally within a week or so, I was going for holidays, and we had 2 months of work lined up for the new machine, right? For a new standalone 5-axis machine. So I went for holidays, and that was like 10 days. I came back, and instead of pallet of material, I had pallet of new components made. Not just the same stuff. It was like 6 of this, 8 of something else, 12, whatever. And it was just made. I was like, how did we do that? Because don't get me wrong, it was all, okay, the machine is the same, because it's the same DMU50. So they just put the, programs, they just copy them over. But you still have to figure out the work holding for your own pallets, right? So they've managed to put produce all the fixtures, all the jobs, prove them out, run them overnight on a day training or so. Like literally we had a quick chat with the service engineer who was installing the machine. We had a quick chat with him about how to put program on a pallet, or assign program to the pallet, how to more or less work it out. And on the same day it was installed, the machine was running overnight. Yeah, it was strange.
So it massively changed kind of the day to day of how you run a business. Then
you can't compare both. You can't. You cannot. There's like our machine for with pallets is like a vending machine for pallets. It just goes through them. It's so sounds easy to say, oh, you have 24/7 production, right? But when you actually have 24/7 production, like when the machine is constantly producing same parts, or a family of parts or something, or you just program them, assign that program to a pallet, put the material in, and there is 20 different ones, and it's going to work because your software tells you it's going to work, and you just, you create a nice process of machining to make sure this is going to work. You're not going to go some crazy cuts or whatever, right? And then the next day you come in and you have 10 or 12 one-offs done. You're like, hey, that's clever.
That's especially with the one-offs as well, and programming time, and if they can run overnight and come back in the morning, they're done. It saves you a lot of money. It's the one-offs that cost you the most.
Yeah, but that's you see that when we started the company, that was our bread, sort of. It was our main sort of a task. It was producing one-offs. It was producing one-offs, crazy complex one-offs that no one wanted to touch, right? And no one was like, oh, we're not going to do them because it takes too much time, ABC, right? We were doing a lot of one-offs, small production, small assemblies all the time. And we've managed to create a process when we can actually attack those parts really quickly Like our setup times are next to nothing. Our programming times are next to nothing. So it's like we can actually go very, very quickly and make sure that the customer is not waiting 6 to 8 weeks for one part. Especially if it's obviously if it's a bigger stuff, it's a different story. But it's a small one, something you can fit and just load in the machine. And it takes 24 hours to machine because maybe some small holes or small features in there. But we can still produce that program very quickly. We know we have all the tooling and work holding and the software capable of just letting it go. So we do all the programming, we set the tools up. We just have to make sure we set the tools up right, and then we just press go. And we know the machine is gonna produce a very high tolerance component. It's not gonna be plus minus 0.1. It's gonna be plus minus 10 microns at best. All right. So it's like we know where most of the time we know where we're gonna be. Like if we produce a very tight tolerance bores or sizes, we will know. We know that the tooling, we can take away like 10 microns from the tool. It will give us we will be very close to where we should be.
So what sectors do you mainly work in? I know you've got your ISO 9001, you've got AS 9100. And
yeah, we are fully AS 9100. So we work with aerospace, we work with defense, we work with all these subcontractors that want to work with us. We work with high-end engineering companies. Like I said, it's mostly people who have an issue with manufacturing, and then if they get in touch and we can help them, it's usually a win-win for both of us.
So I know you're from, say, Gloucestershire way, and do you get a lot from, say, there's aerospace down in Bristol way, isn't it? There's Airbus, and do you get a lot from down that area?
Yeah, it's like I always say, it's 21st century, right? The distance is not exactly something that's going to stop us. We have customers in Scotland, we have customers in Cornwall, we have customers, way somewhere on the East Coast. We have customers all around the UK. We have customers in Europe. It's the distance is not exactly an issue anymore.
Some obviously it's like some places as well, they like to keep things close. I was wondering how much is actually from your local area. But it's nice that you do things from all over the place, all over the country.
No, we have a very strict way of dealing with customers. It's like we want to have customers who are easy to work with. Like I will bend over backwards and jump and do whatever for my customers, but we need some of that from our customers as well. So all those old school places who have that really rigid sort of process of buying parts, we stay away from them. We are too small to deal with someone else's issues on that scale. If that makes sense. We want to work with people who know what they want to have, who are willing to work with us, and who can actually decide what they're gonna do when they call me. Right? If someone calls me and says, "Oh yeah, we need that urgent part for tomorrow," but they still have 20 meetings to go to before they actually accept our quote, we're not interested. It's as simple as that. We cannot take that burden on our company because we are too small, right? We wanna give our customers the quickest lead time, the cheapest prices we can come up with, and the highest quality. All those big corporation, issues, we cannot deal with them. It's just.
Do you find at the moment is you're still getting a lot of work in, or do you see some of your work kind of scaling off? I know a lot of businesses are tending to ship the work overseas at the moment. Do you see much from that, or are your customers still staying strong?
I would say most of our customers are actually bringing back work into the UK. I mean, they bring work to us. So whether it's because we can actually provide a good prices or better service. Because there is, don't get me wrong, you can obviously send work to, let's say, China, and it will be cheaper on the paper. Depends what you're sending. If you're sending something really simple, like really, really simple. Yes, you can get it to China. They obviously they don't pay well. You know, they don't treat the same way the employees as we treat them. It's a different story. You know, you can that's a different conversation, right? But when you have a complex components, something you don't want to have a issue with or a hassle of, you know, if you send parts to us and we make them, and we always try to make them obviously the best way we can. Sometimes we fail and sometimes we've done something wrong. There's nothing that's going to stop us to fix that as quickly as it's absolutely humanly possible, right? It's not going to be like, oh, we have a contract with you to deliver X amount of parts, but this time around we've made something wrong, so give us 4 weeks, we're going to send them back. No. If we've made something wrong, it's literally same day, next day. There's no cost. We're not gonna I'm not gonna save money trying to make it longer so I can buy the best material at the cheapest price. No. If we made something wrong, it is what it is. We have to pay the price, so we will just go and do it. You know, it's one of them.
I've spoke to a couple of companies recently that they've been sending parts out, and they're recently starting to bring stuff back in again. There's telling me the other day about they used to get these hot plates made outside, and now suddenly they found a company back in the UK that's managed to half the price. So it's actually been beneficial bringing back the work to the UK as well. But they were saying a lot of their components that was coming back, they was getting kind of fully made. So even the surface finishes were being done. And there's coming back, say, wrong color powder coating or different issues that way.
Look, everyone makes mistakes, right? Whether you are in China or whether you are in India or in the UK, we all humans. We all make mistakes. The difference is when your supply chain is within the same country you are based in, you have much more power to make that quicker. So if something goes wrong, if you are in the UK, you are 6 hours away from any place in the country, right? So it's not, and it's the same time, same everything, same culture. You can just call someone will actually do that for you, quite quickly. It's like with us, we cannot compete on price on most of the stuff, or some of the stuff at least. But I would really, like, I ask my customers always, like, if we are competing with China, let us know and see what we can do, right? It's like, give us a chance, send us a drawings. We will have that part on our shop floor. We'll see what we can actually do, because there are times when we can actually make components quite cheap. Like literally, you start making them, and the customer is willing to go with you for few years of a contract. You can drop your prices down. You can figure something out. You don't have to earn £10,000 a minute. You can earn £1,000 a minute, right? You can make those changes if the customer is willing to work with you, especially on the longer term. You can figure something out, right? There are ways, like, we can make money and we can save money to the customer as well. So it's as long as we can have that conversation, and we can sign some contracts and have that long-term relationship, we can do something.
Yeah. So you also say on your site you offer surface finishing, don't you, as well? Heat treatment. You through trusted partners, or do you do it yourself?
Yeah, we have a great supply chain. Yeah, it's one of our key strengths, kind of thing. It's yeah, we have people who are willing to like us to bend backwards and just do stuff. It's one of them. And then the quality that we have from our supply chain is really, really high. So it's like, I'm not gonna mention any names, because I don't want them to get too busy. I want them to get busy. I want them to make money, but also I do need them. So yeah, let's
A strategic move to make sure that they're still on hand for you as well.
Yeah, it's like I love them to bits because they're good people. But
so how has Lights Out Manufacturing helped improve your efficiency not just for you, but in terms of lead times, consistency for your customers?
Oh, it's simple. It's slashed everything. It's like I said, imagine you have 20 pallets and you can do 20 one-offs by the press of a button, right? So you've programmed everything and then you have those 20 offs. So obviously not at the same time because we're only humans, right? But you start doing first one, the second one is being programmed, and the third one is being programmed. By the end of your shift, kind of say, you have a machine ready to go 20. And it might be 5 hours, it might be 10 hours, but you don't have to wait for the next day to start another one. Right? The slashing that time in lead times is just something else. You can really go into next day. Next day, give us 2-3 days, it's done. Right? It's like if it's one-offs, sort of a complex parts, but not too silly, you can look into 1, 2, 3 days and it's done. And it doesn't have to be at a super high price as well.
Nice.
Right?
So I was going to say, what's the biggest challenge you've faced being a business owner in the UK, and how does it differ kind of year to year with the economic climate?
Huh. Good question. Employing people is it's a challenge, right? Making sure you can pay good wages, making sure you can pay on time to your suppliers as well. That's hard. You know, whatever government there is at charge, they won't able to help you. It's like they are there, you know, the names are different. The left, right, or center is different. They will never help you. It's like no. So it's always just trying to find the time, to find the money, to make sure everything works at the same time. Yeah, it's
So
just one.
is this how obviously you make more investments into kind of automation and things that are going to save you money in the long run, so you can afford to say pay more, you can afford to pay more for your materials coming in, and you're making savings elsewhere.
Yes, obviously we do look to make savings. It's just if you look from my perspective, if you spend more on the better machines or better tooling or better work holding, better tool holding, it costs you more to buy and then it makes you more money. So what we try to do is we try to invest cleverly into what we can actually use to improve our processes, in which way our workforce can work less or work more clever. So they happy, they make us more money, we can spend more on investing in the better options.
Do you looking to expand anymore, or is it just literally how the work comes in? Do you want to grow bigger?
Yeah, I don't think we want to grow any bigger. We are thinking about changing our 3-axis machines to 5-axis with automation. And where we are, the way we use our equipment, the equipment we have, we can still grow with what we have. We can still triple our turnaround with enough work coming through, right? So it's not the case of growing in terms of having more people. It's that old school mentality, having more people can do more. Maybe, obviously, yeah, if you need more people to just put stuff from one hand to the other hand, yes. But we try to use our machines in the way they were designed to use. So we use CNC machines as a CNC machines. They work for us. You know, they will do the same stuff for an hours. There's no need for us to have 20 people to run 8 machines. So we have 8 machines, there's 6 of us. That includes me and my wife. So there's 4 people working in the actual factory, really. Like I do some work, but I'm not exactly super qualified to do what I do. So yeah, we have 4 people working there and they keep everything running. And then there's me trying to distract them all the time with breakfast and everything. But yeah, so it's like I said, we have 8 machines. We don't need 8 operators. There's no need for. We don't need 8 setters. It used to be, you know, I used to work in companies. They had operators, setters, programmers, someone else. There's no need for that. You take person with you. You make sure they qualified. If they're not qualified, but the good people, you teach them. It's not the easy work we do. It's very, it's definitely stressful. There's a lot of stress making a component that costs you £100,000. There's a lot of that, but it's not, as they say, rocket science, right? Well, something with rockets from time to time, but it's not. Once you create that process within your company, how you do every job, and every job is done in a very similar way. You can have a very small crew of qualified people to do a lot of things. Like we are a small company, and we can easily compete with much bigger companies, like much bigger companies.
That's what you want, really. Especially, obviously, you're saying as well, looking into this extra machines and seeing if you can like double or triple your output with the same staff. It's the way forward, really, isn't it? So you're on LinkedIn very regularly. I'm always seeing you on there. Do you struggle finding work online? How do you normally get your work? Is it
Oh,
repeat
no.
customers or-
Most of our customers come through LinkedIn. I would say most, especially in the first year or two, right? Right now, it's a bit different because we do say no a lot to new customers. We cannot accept everyone. And by that, I mean, we're not picky regarding the customers. It's just we have a limited capacity of what we can actually do. So we can triple our turnover, but not when it comes to someone asking us to make a one-off for next day if we have our customer asking us to do one-offs all the time. So it's like we have to be very careful which doors we knock on. Like if we are looking for new customers, we have to be very careful, because I don't want to go and say, "Oh, it's us. We can make your life better." And then obviously it takes 3-4 weeks for someone to call back, and they were like, "Oh yeah, but we cannot do it now because we're busy." Right? And it's one of them. It's we are trying to make sure that our customer base, we can serve to all the customers at the same time without reducing our capacity. So it's not like we're gonna say no to one person and then yes to the other one, and then the third one has to wait. Yeah, we just try to be very careful how we work with people.
Do you have any kind of trusted partners? So if you haven't got the capacity for these one-offs, you can say, like, I actually know someone. I can recommend you to this person, or do you normally just let them kind of go?
That's the yeah. Normally I would still like to say yes, but not really. Not for mostly what we do. It's unfortunately, yeah, sometimes, don't get me wrong, we do send out some of the work out. We do have a good supply chain with the machining as well. But it's not for our core, let's say, what we do as our core values. Like when we do our all 5-axis machining or production work, that stuff is made in house. There are some parts that our customer will ask us, and we're like, we can't make it in house, and they will say, do you know someone who can make it? And I say, yes, you can go to, and they say, no, we don't want to go to someone. We're just gonna send you. You can do the project managing, and we just want those parts. So that works on a different level. But what we do on as our core services, the 5-axis machining, 3-axis machining, turning, it's hard for us to use other people because of our schedule most of the time. It's if I come to you and I say, look, I have that part and that needs to be done in 2 days, he'll be like, not happening. And I'm like, why? It's A, B, C, D, and I say, no, just, we have a customer, they need that part done. They need a quote, obviously. So, name your price. If you can do it in 2 days, name your price. It might be a more zeros at the end than usually. But if the customer says yes, all you have to do is produce that part in 2 days, right? And that's when we work most of the time. Like we have our production, we have our call-offs, and all the normal tasks. But then we have those special projects, and those special projects are the most interesting ones, because sometimes it's quite funny how much you can do with people who are willing to do the work with you. There is we've done some really amazing projects in the past where we've done a lot of work. We went out, we begged for help, like we literally begged for help, and we've managed to produce something that was supposed to take that was supposed to take a year and a half, right? In 2 weeks' time. Yeah, it's, if people are willing, you can actually do stuff. Like I say, we are a small company. Most of the time, we will really be very competitive against 99% of the bigger companies. There are, like, we can be. Like, truly, I mean, look, we're gonna quote something, and a bigger business without the work will say they will quote 50% cheaper. I'm like, okay, we cannot quote cheaper. We have our margins to make sure we can actually pay, and the bigger business might actually just cover the overheads, right? Or reduce the loss. But it's not a sustainable supply chain. We want to be a supply chain that makes sense. We want to be for you next year, and 2 years from now, and 3 years from now, and every time you're gonna receive the same components at a very similar prices. Yes, they might go slightly up and down depending what's what the economy is, but we're not gonna give you a price once because we don't have too much work, and we're gonna quote you a 50% cheaper than we should.
You got much less overheads than they have as well, haven't you? So you can make it obviously more competitive.
We are very competitive on prices. Most of the time, don't get me wrong, there are some, when you see a component and you've made, like, you spent last 20 years working on a CNC machines, right? And it will take an hour. You look at it and it's like, oh, we have to do this and that. Maybe 45 minutes if someone is, I don't know, something, right? But most of the time, if you spend enough time making components, then you know more or less how long they will take, and you will quote at that time, and maybe a bit more, right? Just to cover yourself. But then you have people who haven't spent that much time on machines. They just office people, with all due respect and stuff, but they don't have those skills. They haven't worked on them. They just have a process of quoting. And they will see a part and they will say, yeah, it will be an hour. Because it looks the same as something else. What they've missed was a small roof at the side. That takes an hour to make. Because you can't make it any quicker. Right? It's like, yeah. So instead of an hour, it's actually a 2-hour process. So now we will quote for 2 hours, some will quote for an hour. Some, a customer will send the work to the place who quoted for an hour, obviously. And then 3 months later, it will come back to us to make the same parts 2 times, more expensive because they want them next week because they had 3 months lead time. And now they still don't have them because it's 6 months lead time now because someone quoted 2 hours. So someone quoted an hour instead of 2 hours. So it's 6 months time and they have to deliver. So they come to us and we're like, oh yeah, we can do it for you. No issue. Right, but next time, maybe come back 3 months before. Yeah,
It's always the thing about hindsight, isn't it? It's always.
But I think this happens to most of the companies in the UK or in the world, actually. Most of the manufacturing companies, because obviously the buyers want to save money. It's obvious.
So it's the race to the bottom all the time, isn't it?
So if someone is taking a part in the race to the bottom, sometimes it works. Sometimes it will save a lot of money to someone. But there are risks. You're playing a very dangerous game. If you are a big company and you have a supply chain based on your suppliers racing to the bottom, that's a very, very risky move.
So, other than working with your wife, what's your most favorite part about obviously working for yourself and working for the lads you got with you?
It's freedom. It's freedom of choice. If I want to have a different holder, I can buy myself a different holder, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm a machinist. I want to make stuff, right? If I want to try a tool that might work or might not work, I try the tool. I buy the tool, or we have all the salespeople coming in, and like, okay, I just buy that one tool, and let's see what's gonna do. If you say it will do 50% more, okay, let's put it in, and let's see how it runs. Right? It's that freedom of just having a chance to. We have production, we have all that stuff, but then we can actually stop the machines and like, hey, let's maybe improve it a bit. Let's see, right? It's like, we can be better, right? So let's see if we can actually be better this time. And let's see if this tool works better, if this vice looks, works better, if that 0-point work holding works better, if the machine works better. It's, you have to go and try. It's not just, oh yeah, because I know everything, because I'm the best machinist out there, right? No, it's, there's a lot of places will say no salespeople. We don't accept this cold sales or whatever. Yeah, I accept all the salespeople because they come in, they know stuff I don't know. Right? I don't know what's out there. They come in, they free of charge. They will come in, and they will talk to you, and they'll say, "Oh, we have this, we have that." Sometimes it's completely useless, but sometimes it's like, "Oh, we have a new tool, and it saves us a lot of money now."
Yeah. So even with me, like obviously the day job and things like that is I tend to talk to a lot of the on the automation industry, but the sales guys, and they're coming and showing different components or different products, and looking at every single one, you see there's so many more benefits from each one. Like you don't necessarily have the same people every time. Different companies or different brands have better things they do, and they're always got new things coming out. So it's across all industries. Is that I think it's the best thing to do really is just take the calls from these different salespeople and just try. Like you don't know until you try.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like you said, you don't know what until you try. And what's the better way to learn than going and talk to someone, right? It's the best way, right? And if you want to be competitive, you have to be learning all the time, right? It's always you cannot stay at the same level because there are people who will just jump over you. So you want to be up and up, right? You constantly want to improve, yourself and your company and everyone, around you. So, yeah.
Well worth checking, and it obviously looks like you're on top of it anyway of everything you've got. Do you know we go to the shows as well to see these new products, or do you just wait for them to come to you or contact you?
No. We go out. We do go out. I do take my team quite often to the show. We go to demos. We go to the open houses. It's one of the things we have with DMG Mori is they are an absolute super partner, let's say, right? So we buy the machines from them, but they will also invite us to, let's say, open house in Fronten, and that place is just amazing. You as a machinist, you go there, and it's like a candy shop. It's like this machine, that machine. It's I like them all. Right, so you can go, you can see what else you can actually buy. Like you're not limited. Like if you look what DMG Mori sells, we are at the very bottom of everything. They have machines, they just will blow your mind. They have machines for everything, and then double that. I've seen some machines, and I was like, how is that possible? How this big monstrous machine can produce parts in 10 microns? I'm like, how? How? Right? And they have a lot of them. Yeah. So it's like one of our choices. Make sure we have a supplier who can work with us now when we're small, and then they can offer us a better product, and then better product again, and then we can grow again, and then we can grow again. And at every single stage, we are covered. We know we can trust them. We know they will supply the best product out there, and in which way we can actually deliver our services to our customers without any delays.
Is there anything new for 2026? Is there any more investments? Is it machines, automation, the gym?
Jim, yeah, I think I have to buy some heavier weights for Ben because he's the good guy, I guess. But we are thinking about some changes. We wanna streamline a few things definitely. So we'll see where we are with order intake. Make sure we have a good steady cash flow, and then we can see if what we want to do, or if we can afford what we want to do. That makes sense. Because investments are, you have to make them anyways. It's just making sure we can actually afford them, at least in the first year or so, and then they will pay for each other for itself anyways.
Makes sense. Is because you're still quite, I'd say, kind of a young kind of owner. Really, you've still got quite a few years left. So it's obviously you still got to progress for these X amount of years, haven't you?
Yeah, it's our company is like what, 8 years old? Well, we'll be 8 years this year. It's always fun, as long as we can make sure we have fun working together. We have good machines to work on. We have good tooling and work holding to work with. As long as we have nice customers to work with, it's always fun. I always try to make each day like a good fun day. It's not like we just come to work, you have to do this. Like, I want to wake up and I want to be happy to go to work. Now the biggest issue is I have to make sure that my guys have the same smile as I have, right? So whatever they have, whatever I have to do to make them smile, that's what I have to do first, right? So if they're happy to come and work with me, that's the best way for us to run the business, and then we can figure out the customers and we can figure out the capacity and everything else.
So as well with like job retention and keeping your well kind of experienced guys on, and knowing they're happy, they're definitely going to stay there longer as well, aren't they? So
it's very simple with us. When you sign a contract with us, an employment contract, in the very end of it, it says if you want to leave, you will have to dig your grave. No one wants to dig the grave, so great.
So is there anything else you want to add to the podcast? I think I'm to the end of the questions, but is there anything you want to add to kind of say to people watching?
Give us a chance. And I mean, give us a chance as a UK manufacturing, right? Talk to your suppliers, make sure, obviously there are some options out there when you can go to China, some places, but try with your local supplier first. Just have a chat, see what can be done, and maybe, just maybe, it's going to be a better option.
That's no, great. Supporting UK manufacturing, isn't it? So, no, love it. It's great to have you on anyway, Konrad. And I'm looking forward to obviously bringing this out. This should be out hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But great to have you on finally. Yeah.
No worries. Thank you, Richard. All the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
If you want more customers, you've got two choices. You either pay for Google Ads or you hope that you're within the top 10 on Google search.
There's over 100,000 manufacturing businesses in the UK, but how do they get found? I had that problem working for an engineering company in Essex with no marketing budget. How could new customers find us?
My name's Kevin and I'm the co-owner of Manufacturers Hub, and we've come up with a solution to get your business found online. Join us today to boost your online presence. Click the sign up link.